Hello, everybody, and welcome.
Because I gotta do the talking probably.
Mm.
But Leo is not scared, but Pepper's scared.
All right, and then we got Saul of the Bustani, our tiefling bard, played by Hesse. So, how you feel?
Ah, my queen is in front of me and I'm very nervous.
Oh no.
Oh god, hard mode. All right, and then we got certainly not least Starux, our tiefling elementalist, played by Neo. How you doing? How you feeling?
At this point, I don't know.
We shall see, huh?
Understandable.
That sum it
Okay.
up.
What happened last time, gang? Wanna take charge?
Torment, misery,
Yeah, we
broken
ended up.
friendship.
We started rather with the aftermath of the explosion of Madame Eva, the splitting of her, and we had to deal with the Vastani really being worried what's going on, and we tried to not tell too much since she talked. Madame Eva told us to kill the Countess, and the Vastani worship her, so not really smart to say that out loud. We tried to get some information about the places, though, where you could maybe find these weapons or whatever we will find there to defeat her. And then we were kindly asked to leave after all that transpired. And we talked with Sorvia, got a nice goodbye, and she got us a cavern that we could use. Wagon.
A cavern?
Yeah, wagon. I don't know where I have found that word.
Caravan?
No worries.
Caravan, yeah. That's maybe
Yeah,
where I was
caravan.
going at. Yeah.
A carry shore wagon works.
Yeah, a moving cabin. Yeah.
You know.
Hey.
Yeah, a wagon, and we were on the road. We noticed, or Leo noticed, with the eyes of the eagle, there's someone following us, and at least we saw something red appear. And after seeing like the footprints, after going back to like where the graveyard was and the vision of Leo, we saw like footprints going to the like another set of footprints going to the Stani camp as well. So, and we saw like Radu there, which is like he was from the Blood and Wine Tavern back in the city of Barovia. So we figured that that's probably the person that has been following us, or might still be following us. And we continued going on our way to Villaki now. We were thinking about not going to the castle anymore. Now, which turns out we might not have a choice, but at that point we thought we had. And we got into bad weather. And Daphne, with a lot of new cool stuff, was able to help us through it rather easily until the rocks fell, almost destroying the wagon, but we got through it. We had some nice talks with Ismark, and we ended up on the beautiful view of the bridge. On the bridge, seeing like all over Barovia, the little beauty that's still left. And yeah, and then not so beautiful things happened. We ended up getting close to, like, I think we were at the place where the road would turn to Villaki or to the castle. Or at least pretty close to that. And yeah, there was suddenly appearance of a woman. And she told us that, well, there was someone waiting for us. And yeah, we kind of got, the Countess kind of like intercepted us at that. And kind of at that point where we all realized that there might be no way to get out of this at that moment, and we got she introduced herself, I think, at the end. That was the thing where we left off.
Yeah. Yeah, good job.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow.
All right. Let's set the mood. Immediately to this.
No, I don't want to fight.
And to
Okay.
these two ladies.
Oh,
Hey there.
what a beautiful sight to behold.
Okay, does Saul know who the countess looks like?
Now he does.
No, you haven't met her, but you might have heard
Okay.
some details. But
I
let
think
me.
the presence is speaking for itself.
Yeah, like the presence just makes him like immediately when she steps out, her presence sent Saul kneeling down
Oh well,
as if
let
by
me
instinct.
let me start this up.
I think last time she
Welcome,
was like holding her hand out for like a kiss or something, right?
welcome to Barovia, my emissaries, and thank you kindly for safely escorting Ismar Kuljanovic to my front yard. Her velvety tone echoes in your heads, the voice caressing all of your ears in its richness. Past the quick reaction of panic you all experience, a fascination rises instead. It is all too easy to get lost in that soft but demanding voice, too easy to become mesmerized by the swirling crimson of her eyes. It takes a few embarrassing seconds to regain most of your control of your faculties and your body, Soul already down on his knees. And in that time, Soul and Leo, you both experience an individual reaction. So deep within your chest, something comes alive. A warm sensation rushes through your body, tickling your nerves and brain with thoughts of satisfaction, amusement, and revelry. Strangely, that bat mark on the middle of your throat, you can instinctively feel it there, its presence marred upon your skin. Through your mind's eye, you feel this burning need, reaching out towards the figure before you, promising greater delight if you just stepped a little bit closer, if you just followed. Leo, as your mind reconnects with the rest of your body, you realize that you indeed recognize this woman. The features are eerily similar to the woman in white in your nightmarish vision. But the half-elven woman in front of you has red eyes, not blue. Your stomach coils, unsettled by involuntary emotions, fear mixed with longing. The woman's eyes are fixated on Ismark's, and her smirk evolves into a cat-like grin. For those who are able to send a quick glance towards Ismark, sees his ashen shock disappear from a second to the other to a healthy red flush rising on his cheeks and a friendly smile spilling across his lips. Ismark, how pleased am I to behold you have come on your own volition. You will prove to yourself that your devotion to me is stronger than your earthly worries. I am sure of it. As for my emissaries, I hope your journey to Barovia wasn't too arduous. Now, I will look upon your faces, learn the names I already know, personally welcome you, and you will show me your due respect. Tawdry are these rituals, but it's them that separates us from the common beast. She approaches Daphne with a cold smile, and her hand outstretched towards yours so you can kiss her ring. A signet ring, you notice, as it gleams in the light of the wagon's lantern behind you. That of the raven on top of a shield, holding a ruby with one of his claws. And she looks expectantly on you.
Daphne will snap out of her whatever shocked expression that she has and remember all the kind of ritual or kind of manners in greeting nobles, and will reluctantly kind of kneel down with one foot and kiss her ring and keep the blade to her back. So in a very knightly greetings.
Your name.
The name's Daphne. It's my pleasure to meet you. To be in the sight of you.
Daphne. You reek of an echo of such self-righteousness it turns blind and sours all sources of pleasure. I applaud you for exchanging it for a far sweeter cologne. Welcome. And she turns, fixates her gaze on top of Styrax, lifts your hand, expecting the same treatment.
Styrax, instead of kneeling, she will bow and kiss the ring.
Your name, emissary.
Styrax.
Styrax. Ah, the aroma of death and souls. A butcher and a spellcaster. You're in good company. Welcome. Ah, Avistani. Here. And she goes over to Saul, lifts her hand.
So, was looking down, kneeling, and she looks up and seeing her hand reaching out, and Soul will gently kiss her hand, and Soul will say, Your Highness, it is nice to finally meet you.
The pleasure is mine as well. What name do you have, Vistani?
I go by the name of Soul.
Saul? Fitting. You are one cute little lapdog, aren't you? Don't you fret. You will be rewarded for your services to me. Welcome home.
Thank you.
Countess leaves behind you, Saul, with a warm smile playing on her lips, and stops in front of you, Cleo. Her expression returns first to that of a gracious host. But as her eyes searches yours, that brilliant crimson red meeting yours, her face falls. Is that recognition you see in her eyes? There's wonder now on her face, and her tone drops, become lighter, become a bit more unsure of herself. Emmerich, is it? How? Wonder then twists to a guarded expression and suspicious, slitted eyelids. She quickly turns and gives you her back and walks a few steps away from you all.
It's quite the surprise. You will bow to see you here, Your Highness. Weren't quite expecting you to meet us on the way. That's quite generous. My name is Leonard Joseph Kaiwin. I am here to make the deal. Whatever you were intending on us. The letter.
Still, with her back towards you all. There's first a pause, and then... You're all cordially invited to dinner. We have much to discuss. Do not keep me waiting. Rahadis bows deeply, acknowledging whatever unspoken protocols and habits that exist between them. Before you can say more, still with her back towards you, her form seems to become irregular, morph and twist, and then boom! In a cloud of screeching, her form explodes into hundreds of bats that fills the air in this clearing. They twirl around you like a tornado. Instinctively, your hands come up to protect your head as you lean down away from the onslaught. As fast they were on you, as fast they rise together, forming a loose cloud, and then soaring towards the east in fighting speeds, leaving you alone with that icy, elven, armored woman. The elven woman slowly turns her head towards all of you, still with her head held very high. Bit of contempt playing on her face. If you would please exchange your wagon for a more comfortable couch, then you are cordially invited to dinner at Ravenloft Castle.
You got this wagon as a gift from the Vistani. It would be quite rude to just leave it here. Perhaps we, split off.
It will be taken care of until you return. Such trivial matters shouldn't concern you, my lords and ladies.
Well, I'll certainly take the offer. Nice couch sounds awesome. Smiles at her, and he'll go into the wagon.
Marc grabs Daphne's shoulder, and there's an excited smile on his lips. Isn't it cool? I never been at her castle. Being invited, such an honor. Don't you think so, Daphne? I wonder what kind of food we will experience.
Daphne, she tried to be as subtle as she can, but she's definitely gripping the handle of her sword very tightly. And as is Marc, the word of this Marc reach her ears, she just look at him. And seeing this, change in attitude and expression, it does make her confused a bit. I suppose so.
Then what are we waiting for? I've never been at the castle. I'm excited to see how it looks inside. We shouldn't keep her waiting. Everybody come.
Can I just try to read Ismar's expression to see if he's kind of faking it, or is this real excitement?
Sure. Empathy composure.
Oh. Empathy composure.
Empathy composure.
Okay.
The situation is so bizarre that you don't know in or out.
Yeah. Let's go then, right? Let's look back at the others. Sarah, Soul, Leo.
You could see Soul going to the wagon just to get some stuff that he thinks he could carry, like some food, some rations, or something like that.
Okay. Like lighter backpack.
Yeah.
Ilio's checking out the interior of the other wagon. Just trying to see what's there. Anything suspicious or otherwise.
Nothing suspicious. It's been recently oiled, so your nostrils fill with this rather rich, earthly tones. The interior is clad in this dark crimson velvet, and contrasted by this darker mahogany, where you can see clear veins in the wood, and there's some brass accentuations, for example, around the hanging lantern there beside it. A few panels in the oak. It's for you. Feels a little bit like home, in a weird way. Yeah.
And currently, no one is steering, or and
No.
only the lady is here, right? Radis.
Rahadis.
Rahadis. Okay.
Grahadis.
Rahadis.
This.
So there's no one. So no one else is here, right? Except for her.
No, it's only you.
Okay.
And the horses.
I'll be like, will you be steering or riding us back?
There's a curt nod. I will be your chauffeur for tonight.
Seems a little bit below your precision. But perhaps I mean Daphne's pretty nice with horses. Perhaps she wants to. Maybe she can steer and can get in the wagon with us.
Daphne look at Leo, has that expression on her face, like, are you serious expression on her face? And just walk to the couch and sit in it.
For somebody new here, you do take many liberties. Please sit down and enjoy the ride.
Right. Well, thank you.
So
Is that like the?
so
Go ahead.
so you're about to enter. Leo is about to enter the wagon, right?
The couch.
Is the couch? Yeah. So as Leo is doing so,
The coach.
so the couch, Soul will throw a shoulder around Leo's shoulder, and he will say, "Well, let's not keep the Majesty waiting. We have an audience to fill." And let's go and goes into the couch.
Okay.
As Tyrax seeing that everyone is going to the couch, just thinking, I guess there's no choice. And she will join.
All right.
It's like the mist thing still going on with Rahadis. Like, is she still having like you talked about like there was some like mist going up her body and stuff like that when she first appeared.
Still swirling around her feet.
Mm.
Is these figures in the mist trying to reach for something.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a little bit unnerving, but she keeps her distance. She after everybody has sitting down in the coach, she closes all the doors, and you can hear her jumping up in the front and yeah, and in a ridiculous speed, you're off down the road back towards the east. Let's bring up this again.
Hello.
horses.
Let's bring up some music as well.
Ooh.
Okay. Outside the windows, the mountain forest moves past in a great green and brown mass. Despite the high tempo, the horses never complains, and the coach still feels sturdy underneath your feet. There you are, sitting on the velvet cushions, snugged in, with anxiousness playing in all of your hearts. Do you say anything to each other?
There's something I would do. If I'll pull out a piece of paper that I have that's not written anything on, and I'll write on it. Like when she looked, I write on it. When she looked at me, she muttered, "Emmerich." How could that be? And I'll like show them to the others. It's a piece of paper. Not trying to be too, trying to be a little bit stealthy about it. From if anyone would to look into the wagon.
Does everyone able to read?
Yeah! Yes!
Now we'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. I was like, wait, whoa.
Daphne will message Leo and say, and I suppose that is not your hidden secret noble name or anything, right?
Fortunately not. She seemed not so happy about it.
Message again and say, perhaps it's just assumptions or the theories, I would say. But the dream that you saw, maybe you look like someone important to the Countess, someone she has lost during the war.
Perhaps. No, I did not look like the person. I mean, I didn't quite get the look at myself, I guess, but I was different. But she seems to have an idea of reading people, perhaps.
No,
So
I
maybe
think this definitely based on appearances, or I was gonna say magic, but you don't know any of that, so I'll rule that out.
I mean, everyone has like soul stuff, right? That's how much I learned, at least. I did learn something, you know. But no, I can't do any magic.
Reincarnation is a possibility. My theory right now is that she lost somebody maybe she loved during the war. The Barovian were the cause of it. And that person that she lost happened to, for an unknown reason, to be you or your previous life.
I mean, the vision clearly showed someone dying, somewhat getting corrupted, taken. So, it's not unlikely that vision was of the death of whoever that was. Maybe that Emmerich guy.
The death of you.
The others are just looking at us as we're like looking at each other for a while.
And just like the soul mark just flashes.
Yeah, just flares.
Just flashing like,
And Sol was staring at both of them for a while, seeing the intense staring contest between the two. Then was like, they're probably talking about something, and starts staring out of the window because of Daphne's constant flashing of her soul mark. That it hurts
Yeah.
her eyes.
Yes, after that, I'll I'll look at these Mark. See that he seems like excited, right? Visibly, or
Yeah. He
Yeah.
does. He's looking out the window, trying to get as much of the view as possible. Sometimes his eyes wanders over the interior of the wagon. You can see his hand like caress the samet with like a perplexed and an awe look in his eyes. And as he notices that you are looking at him, his eyes raises to yours, and first there's a little bit of like just open friendliness. Then his eyebrow furrows, and he looks away from you and out the window again.
I'll be like, so how are you feeling, Miss Mark?
Why didn't you tell me that you had already met the Countess?
I mean, I wouldn't say I've met her. It's definitely different than that.
She seemed to
Complicated.
recognize you. Why?
I think I'm gonna have to figure that out too.
We do not know that either. Please, Mark. I
am sorry if
think-
I offended you with that. I mean, it seems like she doesn't like me, so I feel like, you know.
Seems like not even Leo knows that himself.
I hope.
I mean, it seems like she knew our names already, so perhaps she has been spying on us in some form.
Ah, might be that.
Those.
She's
That.
powerful indeed.
Well, yeah, look, not to dodge the question again, how are you feeling?
A bit anxious. Perhaps we should have really taken a bath in the river before we came. Can you do that prestidigitation on me, Daphne?
Yeah. I know. I'll clean everybody off.
Yeah, and Soul will help.
And he kind of fixes his collar a little bit and like straightens his shoulders.
He's
Fix
March.
your house and everything.
Since it seems like you might be stuck on a castle. Now, that leather that you got from Irina. We should still be delivered.
If you do intend to leave for Valaki, then you should probably take the letter, because I think I want to see the castle for a few days at least.
Mm-hmm.
And with no hesitation, he reaches into his inner pocket and hands it to you.
After hearing Ismark's words, Starbucks will cast as a ritual detect magic on Ismark.
Oh, okay. Actively cast it or ritual?
Ritual.
Okay.
Do I have time to do it ritual? That's the question.
Well, if you remember on the map, it was some time in between the crossroads and the castle, so I think you're fine.
Yes, I will, like seeing him, pull it out so fast.
Mm-hmm.
You think, Irina's okay with, giving leather to us? You sure you don't want to do it?
What matters most to my sister is that the letter reaches the church. She wrote the words herself, so I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
I'll be sad that you can't introduce us to the people you know in Villaki.
Carrying her letter should suffice, I think.
All right. I'll take the letter.
Then he continues to look excitedly out the window.
Seems rather excited to meet the Countess at the castle. Yeah, I thought a moment ago you were wanting to go to the Valaki.
Did I? That's strange. But the castle's so close. I mean, of course we should, if she invites us, take the opportunity to see it. It's an honor, as I said. She talked a lot about it.
Oh. What did he say?
I got a distinct feeling that she's both proud over it, but there's also a lot of memories haunting her there, and I'm excited to see if I could perhaps make it feel more friendly to her by my presence. At least I don't know. I don't have too much experience, but I think she deserves that.
Perhaps. I guess there's a lot we don't know. It's hard to say what one person deserves.
Oh, that too. What tales she could tell us from the centuries she's been alive.
Yeah. And she's princess, apparently. No, countess.
That's interesting, isn't it? Princess,
Sure.
countess, empress. I wonder why.
Maybe you can ask her.
I sure will. He smiles.
Seeing also like Styrex casting something,
Mm-hmm.
like nod in a way, like seeing Ismark looking out and not looking to us,
Mm-hmm.
like nod to her and look at the others to be like a deep breath and lean back.
Right. A few minutes passes, and then Styrex. The spell goes off. Once again, you're feeling the presence of the Travorka cards giving off the divination aura. Let me double check. There's a faint aura of blue coming off from the front seat of the coach around the armor that Rahad is wearing, that of the Aberration School. There also seems to be a few like one or two or three like gray, very faint gray sources in a pouch that she is wearing. And then looking towards Ismark, his head is clouded in a bit of a pink aura,
Enchantment.
which is the aura of enchantment.
I'll,
Go.
I'll message Styrex and say, what'd you find?
As I guessed, he's enchanted. That's why the chain don't move. But there's also a blue aura coming from the armor in the front. And also grey. But it's actually true that his enchantment is from the Countess Sims.
Message again in soul. I guess he's under the Countess spell or whatever magic that she has. Good to know. Thanks, Doris.
Alright. Does silence reign as you continue on your rather ferocious journey through the mountainside?
Yes.
A little bit less than 2 hours later, winding through the forest and craggy mountain peaks for this time, twilight comes, shading the green and black woods in a soft orange to purple hue. But the work quickly becomes darker and darker. Day does not only turn into night, the weather shifts into heavy rain clouds with distant roars of thunder. The road takes a sudden turn, and if you look at the window, the startling, awesome presence of Castle Ravenloft towers before you. It can't be long now until you arrive at the castle doors. You only behold this quietly.
Yeah. I'm a little bit anxious with this.
Okay. Just a few minutes thereafter. You're traveling down a straight road, and the coach comes to a dead stop between twin turrets of stone, broken down. Oh god, that's loud. Oh no.
Hey.
There we go. ASMR stream confirmed, yeah. Broken from years of exposure. Beyond these guard towers is the precipice of a 15-meter wide, fog-filled chasm that disappears into unknown depths. A lower drawbridge of old, shored up wooden beam stretches across the chasm between you and the archway to the courtyard of the castle in the distance. Rahadis only slows the coach down, but doesn't hesitate. The chains of the drawbridge creak in the wind, the rust-eaten iron straining under the weight of the coach as it steadily make it across. The sound of the carriage echoes strikingly against all the exposed stone of the outer walls of the castle. From atop, stone gargoyles stare at you out of their hollow eye sockets and grin hideously. A rotten wooden portcullis, green with growth, hangs above the entry tunnel, which the horses trot past unwaveringly. The coach stops in the middle of this forlorn courtyard. Torches flutter sadly in the scones on both sides of the open doors. Rahadis stops the coach in the middle of the courtyard and opens the door on the side towards the open doors and mentions with her hand for you to exit.
Is this a... Are we like under something, or do we have to go through the rain or something? Or...
You have to go for the rain for just a few steps, Sally.
Like,
Between like here and
yeah.
Over there.
Peek my head out, be like, oof, bad weather. And like, try to quickly make the gap. Since I do not have anything to cover me
No.
in the rain.
Alright, you just run in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started to look pretty much the same. Just try to go fast.
You do have prestidigitation.
But I don't.
So we'll run while saying no.
As you jump out, you can take in the sheer scale of this castle. It's not the widest fortress you have ever seen or imagined, but it's high. And two black stone towers almost disappear in the thick mists above. A rich, warm light spills from within those open doors, flooding the courtyard. And Rahadis simply closes the door behind Ismark, and the coach and the horses continue travel on their own accord, taking a turn towards the left and then around the side of the castle, disappearing from view and earshot. And then she, from behind, herds you all into that main foyer with impatience clear on her face.
I'll be like, ooh, is there a way? I mean, these are very well-trained horses, it seems like. So, chances one can get some of these. It's quite useful.
Those steely gray eyes turn to yours, and with all the sternness of like a scolding aunt or a stepmother, she nods stiffly, says, "Thank you. Do not let my lady wait for you."
I am walking. I would never let him win.
As like we continue walk forwards, definitely will see if anyone need to dry out.
Oh yeah, Leo would take that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And he will also ask Radis, while walking still. So what is your position here, actually? You're like the right hand of the Countess?
There used to be more of us, but now I am the steward. Her right hand in all matters.
Oh, that sounds unfortunate. I'm sorry if I stirred up bad memories. Didn't mean to. I'm sorry, I have to ask, even if this is a little bit appropriate, but what's the mist thing at your feet? Is there anything we should know?
For the first time, there's a smile on her lips. And then she holds out her hand and says, "I cannot let our guest remain just here in the entryway, further in."
Give me the hand.
Alright. You enter into the entry hall.
I still hear horses.
Yes.
Oh.
There we go. Hey.
Cobwebs stretch between the columns that support the vaulted ceiling of a great, dusty hall, dimly lit. The torches cast odd shadows across the faces of 8 stone gargoyles squatting motionlessly on the rim of a domed ceiling. Cracked and decayed ceiling frescoes can be hinted in the small dome. Double doors of bronze stand closed, straight ahead. A lit hallway contains another set of bronze doors through which you can hear sad and majestic organ tones. And then, on the other side, a wide staircase climbs into darkness. 3 red eyes glow from 3 richly dressed silhouettes, silently observing your entry. Rades turns towards the figures and says coldly, "The lady does not wish your presence tonight. Begone!" The trio hisses in response like vipers or large predatory felines. With a rush of silk, disappears up the stairs, out of view in blinding speed. Rades postures herself again to show you the way, mentioning towards your right, towards those doors where that music spills out from, and beckons you to enter.
I will enter.
Alright, Ismark is one of the first.
Huh. God damn.
So will thank Rahadis when he passes by her to go through the hall.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Starks?
Styrax silently will follow.
How long is your detect magic up? Isn't that? Is there
So
some?
it's just 10 minutes, right?
Ah, that's passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Long. Yes.
That's passed a long time ago.
Definitely will just look at Rahad and say, "Do we have to leave our weapon outside?"
That's not necessary. You are but lambs in the presence of my lady.
Definitely will not reply to it and just walk in.
Alright. Okay. Alright, let's move over here.
Slow.
Yeah, well, it is loud when you enter.
Even.
Beautiful music.
3 enormous crystal chandeliers brilliantly illuminate this magnificent chamber. Pillars of stone stand against dual white marble walls supporting the ceiling above. In the center of the room, a long heavy table is covered with fine white satin cloth. The table is laden with delectable foods, roasted beef basted in savory sauce, roots and herbs of every taste, and sweet fruits and vegetables. Places are set for 5 guests, with fine delicate china and silver. At each place is a crystal goblet filled with an amber liquid with a delicate, tantalizing fragrance. At the center of the far wall stands a massive organ. Its pipes blare out a thunderous melody that speaks in its tones of greatness and despair. Seated at the organ, facing away from you, Stradanya Monsarova pounds the keys in raptured ecstasy. The Countess suddenly stops when she has heard the last one enter. And as a deep silence falls over the dining hall, she slowly turns towards all of you. There we are. Please, take a seat and enjoy my wine and company.
Alright.
She was playing the organ.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After when she turns around, Sol will start clapping his hands and say, "Magnificent piece, Your Highness."
Thank you. I have had many years to practice.
Put myself. Daphne will station herself on one of the seat.
Mm-hmm.
And they will also take one of the.
Styrax will do the same.
She would
So
mention
will do-
for Leo to not sit so far away. It would be a beckoning finger.
Yeah, he tried. You look closer.
Ismark will like run up and take the seat over here on her other side. Very
And Sol will
excited.
take a seat right next to Leo.
Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, there we are. Little bit small. Let's make you guys a little bit bigger. In comparison to
What
the
a
lady
happy
in the middle.
family.
Hmm.
What a happy family this is.
Nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully nobody has like happy trigger finger.
Alright. And I think before we start the conversation around the table, let's go for a quick early break. Woo!
Woo!
God damn.
Here we are.
I wonder how this night's gonna go.
Good question.
I'm guessing it's either Leo or Ismark.
Uh,
For whatever happens to them.
I bet a dagger on both.
Yeah.
Better
Actually, yeah,
dagger.
that's pretty good.
Lol. Alright, but hey. Refill your glasses, enter your ladders, do all the things.
Doing the things.
What a scene we have painted here, haven't we? And I'm sorry about the horses. God, you teased me in the comments about it.
Hello.
Hello, welcome back. Hope Shadow's having a good time.
right, I am back.
Welcome back.
Let's go.
Let's see where this will go.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah. Don't worry about
We're
it.
fine.
Especially not me.
Nah, you're good.
Yeah.
It will be fine. It's okay. You just met your doom, but it's okay.
Yeah. You had it coming anyway.
It's quite a scene we have here.
He's beautiful.
He's. Okay. Suko, you here?
Everyone here?
Mm.
Ozuko's not here.
Yeah.
Waiting for Suko.
Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You're loving her.
I'm
Shut
back.
up. Shut up.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm not surprised if I got a bite mark in the next morning.
Okay.
Huh.
Just,
Okay,
just two
chill.
holes. Just 2 holes.
You think highly of yourself.
Yeah. Chill out.
We go off, King.
I'll be asleep. Right? Soul will be asleep. So whatever happens to him, yeah, I'm not surprised if some vampire thing just bite my neck while I'm sleeping.
If you want to, I can bite your neck. You know, if that's kind of your thing. I mean, makes you feel better, you know.
All in, I
Makes
see.
soul feel better. Makes soul better.
Should we call this Curse After Dark? Or what? Okay,
Good
okay.
name.
You all take your seats. Taking in all the tantalizing smells before you and the explosion of luxury. Stradania have waited for everyone to take their seat and become comfortable before she sits down herself. And as soon as she makes herself comfortable, the organ behind her starts playing on its own volition. The same tune, but softer this time. She rests her 2 elbows on the mahogany table, and with a gesture of her hands, she says, "Please, the food, the drink, it's all for you. Dig in."
Thank you, my lady. And,
Thank you, Your Highness. It starts eating in very filled with manners. All the manners that Soul can muster on. Good manners.
All right. The food is very tasty, and the amber liquid that you're drinking is carbonized wine. It's champagne. You got several
Nice.
main courses and a dozen more sides.
boy. Neutral try his best to eat from everything a little bit, but it's been a while since he ate so much. He'll wait for the Countess to say anything, knowing the situation.
For now, the Countess is only watching you all take in the food. She only slips a little bit on the wine. She doesn't partake anything of the food, however. Just searching, quizzical eyes. Takes in your forms one after the other as she watches you partake in the feast.
This is quite tasty. Thank you very much.
My cooks have tried to do their best. I hope it's acceptable for your protectorate taste buds.
Yeah, it is, especially after being on the way for a while. This is very comforting. Thank you. Feels a little bit like home.
Really? I've heard only a little bit about the protectorate, but they are now my neighbors, as if I would understand things correctly, and I am curious.
Well, I think we're quite interesting, to say so. After all, we also had some Vistani come by, so can't be that uninteresting, right? For this long way that it is.
Yes, it's through my Vistani that I've been able to be aware of your presence. I'm a little bit indisposed here in my Valley of Barovia these days, but I do have my ears and eyes. Still,
Certainly so.
they only partake in the trade and the nightlife of the Protectorate. But I'm curious about its governance. If I am to be if I were to be engaging in negotiations, I wish to know who I am negotiating with.
Now I've been sent as a diplomat to set things up, and depending on what you're looking for in diplomacy, we can set up any meeting you'd like.
The Countess leaning her whole body kind of to the side of where you're sitting. Strokes her shin very lightly as she stares intensely into your eyes whenever you would meet her gaze. And her gaze is searching, observing. She seems also heavy in thought. From what I am to understand, is that after my empire fell apart from the tragedy, the catastrophe, there was a time of civil war in my court. But it ended when the humanoids, the mortals of the northern part of Karnas, managed to somehow take power over that territory. How is that possible?
Well, I mean, I wasn't alive back then, but there have been great generals out there who might have turned the tides. I don't unfortunately know specifics, but I certainly could find them out if that is what you're inquiring.
Through military strength. That's all.
I'm not sure. I mean, there's lots of ways to fight battle. We
But
shouldn't.
Duchess Nonnelle is still alive. Who controls the south, no?
We know the name.
Now, considering we're going back to lore you might not have heard about, remember in the handouts you got yourself the lore thingies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Check the Protectorate of Copperbeard.
Yes, I'm being quick. Oh no! Not prepared enough. It's like in the play introduction, or is it like...
Underneath characters you got the handouts folder, and then you got the lore things.
Oh, yeah, true. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn it. I had it minimized. Okay. What's the name again?
Protectorate of Copperbeard.
No, but the name she said.
Duchess
Nonnelle.
Nonnelle.
No, now. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's still alive. I feel like dwelling in the past is not necessary for this occasion. We're here to find out what your intentions are with this diplomacy between us.
What about Duchess Nonnelle? She used to be a war advisor in my court, and now here she is calling herself a duchess. The incursion upon my name is beyond forgiveness. But you, the Protectorate, you fascinate me. Never before have I met a group of mortals such as you who've actually managed to stand up and resist the empires of my kin. And from what I understand, you've been able to do so for quite a number of years. Against a war advisor of my court, nonetheless. I think I have severely underestimated the backbone of the people of this archipelago when I first came here. You certainly are no Barovians, that's for sure. And that's why I made my presence known to begin with. 'Cause it is my intention that we may benefit from each other. There has been some unfortunate events for me and mine, but this was still the seat of my proposed empire. Its grandeur it was to become. And my cellars and my towers still hold riches and artifacts beyond your small imaginations. Here is what I propose. In return for monetary support, as well as the trade of some of these powerful artifacts in my possession, I want a sizable number of the Protectorate's people to migrate to my Valley of Barovia, make their home here, and establish a robust trade of import and export through my Vistani as my chosen confidants.
Oh. And see that working out. I assume anyone that will enter here will not be able to leave. But it seems like a good place to be as well. Yeah, I'm sure I can deliver that message to Protectorate and make sure we can get things moving. Not sure how many. Still a long journey. So perhaps it will be a slower start. We have to see, and maybe there's some sort of attraction here that we can maybe set up for the people coming, in order to make them feel welcomed and maybe have the intention to joining here.
There's a slight incorrect statement in your argument, Lord Leonard. You can leave with my special permission.
Well, I think that makes it a lot clearer, yeah.
Everybody but the devil herself. At least of what they call me nowadays. But do not let such talk affect you. They are but ignorant subjects who cannot understand the machinations of the tragedy of what has befallen this place.
Yes, I heard a little bit about it, but I didn't want to pay too much attention before I can ask you about it.
Before you deliver my proposal to the Protectorate, I want to make sure that the ones I deal with are competent and noble enough to carry out my words in action. And those who I negotiate with and ally with are worthy of my attention. And do not think that your silence of my questions have not gone unnoticed, honored guests. So I will ask once more. Tell me about the Protectorate. All the while, Ismark had been like eating and drinking, and like his whole body language is just towards the Countess, and he's holding on to every word she says, but doesn't dare speak.
Yeah. Go ahead. I don't need to talk all the time.
At this point, hearing the question about like the governments and the system about the protectorate, Daphne will speak up. Your Highness, as for your question about how the protectorate of Copperbeard come into ruling over a vast amount of land, if I was to be correct, I believe that the Dwarven clan, the Copperbeards, has made deal with some of your, in your words, kin. But in turn, though I do not know in details, learn about their weaknesses and strike them when they expected it the least. And defeating them and ruling over the land, thus forming the protectorate. We are an autocratic military state. And I believe that we operate based on people's ability, not their origins or who they are, but what they are capable of. Apologize since I'm not a person who's been in the protectorate for a long time, but that's much I can tell you.
Dwarves. Dwarves. The dwarves. Betrayed. And managed to eliminate members of my court. It would have been a jest that would have brightened my whole day, but I can see that you speak earnestly. Who would think their minds could be capable of such flexibility in their war strategies? Intriguing. I would like to meet one of these Copperbeards to measure up what kind of stock and tribe and ancestors they come from. Most amusing. Thank you, Lady Daphne.
And Daphne will give back a respectful nod.
And you, who will carry my word back to the Protectorate, are you worthy? And her eyes burrows into Styrex.
I've been inside the Protectorate since I have memories. I can deliver your message.
From the way that you carry yourself and from what I can see of your soul mark, you're well befriended with the arcane arts. Did they come naturally for you, or is it something you have studied?
Both.
Ah. talented and studious. Very well. And Lady Daphne, what's your
Yes,
position and talents?
I am a member of an organization called the Scrollboat. You can think of us as the enforcer of the Protectorate.
Scrollbow.
Indeed.
I see. Well, I would assume that the Protectorate is not that stupid. From what I've heard, so sending one like you does make sense. Very well. And you, Lord Leonard, you come from money.
You could say so, I suppose. I am part of the noble houses of Protectorate. Quite capable, though. I have trained my whole life. I wouldn't say.
The rapier is your favorite weapon, is it not?
Yes, it is quite elegant. Quite deadly at the right time.
But you have no talent with the arcane arts, is it not?
Yeah, didn't really quite get into that. And, my father always told me, you gotta be on your own. You have your own strength. That's what matters. That's what sets you apart.
Is Marc on the other side of the table starts saying, the food is very delectable, and immediately her hand comes up and she's not even looking at him, and she just blocks off what he's saying, continuing to stare at Leo, not breaking eye contact. I accept Lady Daphne and Lady Starex to carry my intent, my presence, and my word to the Protectorate. But you, Lord Leonard, you will stay here in the castle for as long as I wish.
Might I ask why? Perhaps I need to prove myself in order to be worthy of carrying that message.
The situation has slightly changed, and I'm not sure. Would you allow me a favor, Lord Leonard, in return of loosening my leash a bit?
Certainly. What favor can I give?
Very good. First, to the rest of you, Sol, before you go to bed tonight, I will summon you and I will ask what you want from me in reward for your services to me. Be prepared for an answer. Lady.
Yes, Your Highness.
Very well. Lady Styrex, Lady Daphne, a letter of my intent and more details will appear in your room before you wake up. And you are both free to exit the myths for this very purpose of delivering my word to the Protectorate. And if you would have come across someone in Barovia named Richten, know that they are my associates, and you can approach them and come into contact with me. They are loyal to me. Last I sent them to Vallaki, but who knows where they can be now.
Daphne's eyes widen as she heard that.
Now, to the favor. In return of allowing you to roam my beautiful lands of Barovia, Lord Leonard, though I would wish to have you in the castle safe and tucked away, I would ask for the small but important favor of allowing me to taste your blood.
Well, I have to say, I'm not quite familiar with vampires. Is there anything bad that comes with that?
It will be the slightest of pricks, and then the grandest of joys. But you will be slightly drained as I partake in your life force. And for a second, we will be whole as one.
Go over to Styrex, since she knows about vampire stuff. Just read her expression to that.
You can see Styrax is actually spacing out. She's not paying much attention.
Thanks. He will say, well, sounds like a good experience. I can see why I should deny it. Perhaps I do have another question while we're all here. I was wondering about this specific curse that has been lying upon you. You said you cannot leave here, even though you can let others leave. Perhaps it's a nice exchange. My blood for a little story, and some way off the leash.
Are you sure? It's a heavy tale for a joyous evening.
I mean, apparently I'll be happy after whatever is gonna happen with the blood thing, so I feel I can take it.
Very well. On the culmination of my greatest effort and claim. When I stood victorious on the island of Domakan, when I had defeated Empress Shay and scattered her forces to the four winds. After my dear mother had succumbed to her grief over my father and left me alone. After this castle has been built as the forward fortress of Barovia. The real palace was later scheduled to be constructed by the Lake Sarovich, you see. This was just temporary. In those times, when the Barovians migrated here, and when my court gathered for celebrations in this very fortress and started carving up carnage in our liking. That's when I saw him. He was only a baron, new to our court, newly risen in our ranks. Could not have been one of my kin for more than 100 years or so, but had proven himself in the war. There were more favorable matches to be had for sure, but his smile, his joy, we fell in love, and we couldn't bear not being bounded by marriage for very long. And so our wedding was scheduled. But on the eve of the grandest and most blissful day in my existence, they turned on me. My own guards, the blasted, filthy, cold, Barovians turned on me, and they murdered him in front of my eyes. Some kind of hag among them took his soul and used it to utter the most foul curse that no one deserves, and doomed me to sit here at the seat of my greatest triumph and my greatest tragedy, alone, but never dying. That's the tale, Lord Leonard.
I am sorry for what happened. Thank you for telling us.
expect payment in kind.
Yes. Can look at the rest since they were set to go, right? Before that, or
She doesn't look at them at all. Ismark again tries to get her attention. She once again holds up a hand, quiets him.
whenever you like to do what you want to do, I am ready.
I must know. It will be quick, I promise. Not too much.
Right.
She stands up, then holds out a hand for you to help you rise from the chair.
I'll take it and stand up.
She walks a little bit to the side, dragging you with her hand. She then turns around, gives you a devilish smile, comes closer, puts a hand around your midriff, trips you backwards, so you have to lean on her very strong and capable, yet lithe hand. The other hand, yeah, she holds you down, you know, in like the end of a tango or a waltz.
Yeah.
And she still holds your hand with her other, and brings it up to her lips. There's a first sensation of pain as her fangs breaks your skin, but is quickly masked by the jumping of your sporadic jumping of your heart as you feel her soul and your soul connecting for a second, and that moment is both new, strange, but also so very much full of pleasure. A rush goes through your body and a shudder as you are going to take some damage.
Bring it on.
Draining damage. Draining damage.
Yeah. You're gonna take some damage as Bexxy roll 5d10.
Take that.
Exhaustion. Yes.
Let's see what it says.
It's a bite. So
If this doesn't one-shot Leo,
Yeah.
I expect more from ACR 20 strat. Come on. I'm kidding, don't one-shot Leo.
don't watch out, please.
I mean, I rolled very high on my health dice.
Yeah, no.
I feel very confident.
Can you crit? Or
No, she said she would only take a little, so you take 22 damage.
Okay.
That's nice. We like that.
What?
Little.
Whereas
Yeah, a little.
9 is piercing damage. And then, let's see, 22, 2 minus 7, and then 15, right? 15 is lowers your HP until you take a long rest.
Oof.
Oh god.
The moment seems to take. But how much is your HP?
Now or
Total.
total beforehand was 46.
Okay, It's fine. Close.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
close.
I did not take enough life damage. Exactly.
Oh my god.
I'm totally fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It was not
The-
23 damage.
The moment seems to last forever. And just a second in the same time. Nevertheless, it feels it feels like it ends too quickly than you wanted it to. And she pushes you back up on your feet steadily and dislodges her teeth from your inner hand. And with her other sleeve, she quickly dries her mouth. And she attempts to look away from you, but before she does, you can see clearly that they are tears of blood coming down her face. It really is you. I don't understand how and why. What sweet torture has fallen in my lap now? I must excuse myself. I'm very sorry. My words still stand. And she rushes in a whirlwind of fabric out from the room.
Yeah, Leo's still recovering from the experience.
Does Soul see like Leo staggering?
Yes.
Because he was keeping an eye. So after the countess left, Soul immediately goes to Leo and like caught him on his back and say, and pat him on his shoulders like, "Are you okay?"
Whew. Whew. Okay.
What? Take a seat.
That was different. Very different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what just happened. Oh my.
Soul will guide Leo towards one of the chairs. So he will turn one of the chairs like out of like underneath the table and just plop Leo there. So
Thank you.
he'll be here and I'll sit right next back to him. Or
Thank you.
Ismark
Okay.
sends you an infected glare over the table. And he stands up abruptly. What are you doing?
I am trying my best, okay?
What is your intention with all of this? I thought you wanted to
I-
help me.
I do, Marc, alright?
Then why have
I
you
just-
caught her attention like this? Why
I
is she
don't-
only looking at you?
I think she thinks I'm someone she knows. And sorry, I did not intend to do that when I came here.
So you're a
If I would have
liar
known...
as well as somebody who betrays their friends?
Listen, Ismark, okay? We're fine. You know, I'm off the leash. You know, I will, you know, be outside the castle and you'll be here with her. Right?
Like that will matter. And he quickly stands up. The chair drops down behind him, echoing in the room with the impact, and he starts heading towards the door. Suddenly, from above, something falls down. A figure, a humanoid, that lands swiftly and quietly, already in a bow-like posture when Ismark rounds the table and a small feminine voice comes out. Lordess Marc, the Countess has special sleeping arrangements for you tonight. Please follow me. And he staggers back a little bit. Like, where does she come from? But in his anger, he's only nodding. And with one last look on all of you, with anger playing in his eyes, he and this person leaves the room.
Well, this is uncomfortable. Don't want to know what it will entail in the end.
So much for a blooming friendship. Am I right?
We'll get on the good side of him, I'm sure. Once, the cloud thing he's like a little bit whispering, like, over the stairs. He's like, magic right now, right?
Yeah. Yes.
See? He'll be our friend otherwise. You guys do your magic, and then he'll be our friend again.
Oh, I doubt that.
I agree with Daphne on this one. But first off, are you sure you're alright? It seems like the Countess has given you some thing to think about.
I don't think I am that alright. I guess I was happy for a moment when I heard that. I'll be able to leave if she choose so. It seems like I won't. That is quite unfortunate. As I said, it seems like she somehow determined that I am him. I think we all know what that means. And I don't know how the fuck that even makes sense, okay? Whatever she can determine with the blood, it might be wrong, I don't know. It seems like I'm in a predicament.
Well, as you remember, I have an arrangement with Her Highness later, so I'll put in a good word for you in hopes that it will convince her to have you join with the rest of us going back to the Protectorate.
Would be careful.
Seems like some of the theory that we have laid down seems to be correct, based on her reaction.
Yeah, you should get your favor that you want. That is what you deserve. There's no need for a favor from me, alright? Seems like that's a lot for her. I feel like you might not get what you actually need here, okay? After all, it seems like you've been forced to come here. Forced to guide us, and I thank you for that. You should see to your things. Don't worry.
I could have left you a long while.
Yeah, I'm very grateful you did.
Ever since we dropped by the town, I could have just said and left. I don't want to guide you anymore. But there's something, for some reason, it's keeping me here. And it's a question that I want answers to, or satisfy my curiosity.
Well, we're great company.
Well,
the ladies are not much talkers, but they're nice.
The caravan life is a silent one, but you really do bring so much dangers around you, do you, Leo?
Apparently, it seems like I have a hidden talent. The
Well,
moment I decided to leave the safest place I could have been on, I get into a lot of trouble, huh?
oh yes you do. Well, the quiet lifestyle of the caravan no longer interests me. Hell, I'll probably be able to make songs of our adventures.
For sure. I'm more than happy to have you. For whatever we're going to do now. Or you three, perhaps. I don't know.
Definitely, we gonna. At this point, I think that we need to know about you, Leo. I mean, a lot about you.
Do you want to know a lot about me, Daphne?
Apparently, you seem to be the Countess' long lost lover. So that's something to unpack.
Well, I am the type that would get her, Like, laughs.
I was had you not maybe has a soul or is that ex-lover reincarnation? I would say you have a 53% chance.
Oh, you
That's
seem
if
to not know me
when
enough, huh?
that is when you have not speak up. After you spoken, I'll say like a 47.
Nah, you just don't get my charm. They're kind of angel folk, Ah, I think you will get it too. You're already charmed. Be honest. Laughs again. Well,
By the way, everybody make me a perception composure, please.
Is this the minor? So I remember. I just gave me a flashback of saying that, oh no, we have low composure perception. So
Can I guide
Hmm.
this?
So I
no,
can
it
see.
just happens passively over time.
Ah. Oh.
But okay.
Hey, two buddies.
The two gang.
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, don't mind me. Carry on.
No! No!
Yeah.
All good.
Okay.
Now, what's so interesting about you is it's only Styrex who has a. I think it's Styrex, or is it Daphne?
Yeah.
Has
Yeah,
a good composure
Styrex has
score.
like +2 or something in composure.
It's the only one and still triggers something.
And composure is what you use against charm effects. So,
I have advantage. I don't need these. I've just gotta roll the dice and hit the high numbers.
Yes.
I
Carry on.
have inspiration to give.
I have resistance.
All right, and enough chatter. I think it was nice laughing a little bit now. It feels a lot better. Well, I'm sure we're gonna get Lee to a room the moment we start to move off this table. Is there anything else you want to say to me before we leave for night?
Don't get more visits from the Countess, if you can.
I could take one more, I think. No, I won't. Don't worry.
Whatever it's going to be, at the very least, our fate is intertwined by the cards. Hope that you all keep that in mind.
I don't know what you're talking about. And he's gonna go off and see if the lady appears or some lady appears. Looking.
Daphne will look around, like, after Leo has gone off. Like, really? So, Do you think maybe Madame Eva is mistaken or something? He's the chosen one? Really?
As Leo, as you
You could
leave the
see
table,
Shoal shrug.
Yeah, exactly. There's someone around here still. Yeah.
somebody
Oh.
drops down from above, lands swiftly and quietly, already neatly in a bow, and
Hey.
tells you, does the Lord wish to retire for the evening?
I think so. Unless, look at the rest. I think we're all
Go.
ready. All
You
right.
can go.
Your people will show up probably if you leave too. And I'll follow
Okay.
him.
You're chaperoned actually towards the organ, where he opens up a side door in one of these panels over here and pushes open a stone wall beyond that into a small stone room beyond it, who has a simple wash basin and other such hygienic items. But he walks past it into a longer corridor, who has a few arrow slits that seems to lead out to the outside. You can hear the rain and the thunder beyond. And then he turns towards the right into the turret, into the archer's post, where you have basically octagonal walls around you. In the middle of the room, of the turret post, is a iron brazier crackling with fire and warmth, sitting on a cylindrical slab of stone, making the light dance in weird shadows that forms on the wall. Above you, you have frescoes faded with age that adorn the ceiling, but their images are impossible to make out, at least in this lighting. And the room is furnished with 4 beds, sitting in a half circle around the iron brazier, with their backs up against the wall. There are also sitting arrangements here provided around the fire, beige cushions of different sizes, a bear's fur, blankets, and other such items, all luxuriously crafted, but marred with time and available for your use. There is no doors here, though. It's just a long corridor that connects to this octagonal space that seems to end in a gloomy staircase leading upwards. And that door, that stone door you went through, when it closed, you're not really sure where it is anymore.
The guy's still with me.
Yeah, behind you,
Yeah.
and shows you
Oh.
with a hand towards the sleeping arrangements.
Hey, didn't catch your name. Seems like I might be longer here, so wanna share your name?
I hope you sleep well tonight, my lord. And one day you will never sleep again.
That
So
is
take the
very
opportunity.
ominous.
Just call, and we will be there.
So you're always around, but do you hear our voices or?
And then he backs away into the
Ah.
dark and disappears from your view.
Be like, Brothers was more talkative than you. Very rude.
There's no answer.
Hmm.
Okay. What do you do immediately now here? Do you just sit down and think about things, or I'm gonna do something special?
I think I remember Daphne made a comment of Leo being chosen one. So Sol in response just shrugged his shoulders like, Well, that's what the cards say. And Madame Eva has always been right. Or from what I've heard. So we just need to trust on that.
We are so too. Definitely just pinch her nose. Like pinch her forehead.
I quite agree.
And that with me giving Leo the benefit of the doubt, I still think that we are doomed. Alright,
Well,
no. Sorry, you go.
well, it is quite late in the evening. So I believe it's time for us to rest. For you. I still have a appointment with the Countess later, I believe.
Hope that went well. So yeah. Cyrex, you okay?
You can see Styrax that is still, even still now, is spacing out.
Shake Styrex. Styrex.
Huh?
Hey,
What?
you space out again. What happened?
I still don't know. Which is the thing that intrigues me more.
Did something the Countess say made you went like that? What's the last thing that you remember?
We were talking about non-elves, and I can't recall anything else. Even though I've heard that name, since it's one of the territories we fight it.
Yeah, right? So you spaced out the whole time?
Unfortunately, I think so. I think I should go and rest.
Yeah, let's do that. We had a long day. Take two.
Have a great night, you two.
You too.
Alright, as soon as you leave the table, there's another flash of something dropping from the ceiling above, landing softly in that bow, asking the same question. And when you agree, they take you through the same process and into that same room that Leo was in.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're still sharing a room, huh?
My honor.
Mine too.
So after Soul sees everyone, he will walk towards here.
Yes. Another flash. The first woman that you saw, the one with the blonde hair, drops down with a polite hand held up. I'm sorry, Master Vistani. You may not leave. The Countess is currently indisposed, but we'll soon be with you when she is finished with her business.
So, you want me to stay here I presume, or do I have to follow you?
Please stay here, Master Vistani.
Ah, I see.
Do you need any more drink
thank
or
you.
food?
Well, I see a very nice champagne. I'll just have that.
Yes,
And
of course.
thank you. Then Saul will go back to his seat and pour himself like a small amount of champagne.
Oh, nice. The woman backs away, with her her bow towards you, but when she arrives to the wall, she just places a hand behind her, and then a foot, and then spider crawls upwards the wall.
Well, that still didn't beat the monstrosity that Madame Eva have. Well, what a crazy time to be in right now. And took a sip of his champagne.
Anything Leo, Daphne, or Styrus talk about, or do you tuck yourself in?
I don't know. Starros will just go to sleep instantly.
I think one more thing Leo would say, just what he's been told by the guy. He'll be like, yeah, it seems like these servants are always around and come up whenever you need them to. Well, that's nice, right?
Isn't that a lovely news?
Yeah. Seems like we'll get all we need.
Anything you can tell us, Leo?
I mean, I'm feeling a little bit sleepy right now. Perhaps
Alright,
another time.
another time it is.
Good night.
Night. Daphne will not sleep yet, but just... You said there's a kind of like octagon room, right? Is there any window looking out?
You're in a turret post.
Ah, yeah.
Yes, so it's octagonal, and you're farthest down, and there's a this dome roof above you, that long corridor that leads to the staircase behind you, and indeed slitted arrow windows in all of the walls around you, but they have an inlay of glass and lead to protect you against the cold. You can get a bit of a look outside, but all you're seeing is the rain pouring down and the shapes of what seems to be some bushes, a road that goes past, turns, and those black stones walling in the castle.
Yeah. And you said there are chairs, right?
There's a very soft, inviting rug of a bear, and blankets and cushions laid out in between the beds, close to the brazier. There's even a little circular table in the corner, close to the way you came in, that has a silver canister and 4 mugs with seems to be some clear water, and a little bowl with dried fruits and nuts.
They would just try to get a kind of view from like off the outside. Why? Just checking and maintaining her equipment, and thinking about the stuff that she has heard.
Okay. And Cyrix went to bed, and Leo?
Yeah, I'm not sure how good Leo's sleep will be, but he's tired from losing a lot of blood.
Mhm. So you're alone in the dining hall for more than half an hour. You just sip your champagne.
Not so will sip like the one that he has on the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Then he will start taking out his um paper and quill and start writing some music stuff
Oh, inspired
or
by the
or,
organ?
or inspired by your organ or improved on one of the pieces that he knows.
Okay. Alright. Spends that time like that. Pretty nice. There's a crackling fireplace that is not in view, but is um, like over here towards the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps your back warm. And for the better part of 45 minutes, everything is calm until the doors are roughly pushed open and the countess marches in. None of that insecurity is on her face anymore. Now it's back to that stone face and that little smirk that plays in the corner of her lip. And she immediately marches over to the fireplace and stops in front of it with her hands neatly clapped behind her back. And in that military garb she dresses in, and her posture, she does look quite official and competent, with a broad stance that she has taken. And still not looking at you, she says, "So, my Vistani, have you thought about my proposal?"
Out of character, I'm sorry, but I forgot because there's been a lot of other stuff joining in. What was the proposal?
She said to think about something that you want.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
what you did.
I'm sorry, there was a lot of other stuff. I was hype on Leo's thing. What
Yeah,
happened
that's
to him?
fine.
No.
It's
So I was like, Fog champ, Fog champ. So um well, Your Highness, the thing that I want is to have Leo to join the adventures of going back. While in your eyes he is incapable of or failing to meet your expectation, he certainly did met mine as low as he could be. He is a
unacceptable. Besides, I wanted to give you something. So, your lord and mistress wishes to bestow you a boon of your services. So, accept it. What do you want, Vistani?
questions that need answers to. That is what I want, Your Highness.
She sends you a side eye, finally turning her face to look at you. and there's a furrowed brow and an intense look in her crimson eyes. A heavy price, depending upon the question. From not wanting anything for yourself, almost spitting me in my face for my gift that I've want to bestow on you, to so boldly take one of the most precious rewards from me. You are peculiar, Vistani.
I have just followed your command, Your Highness, to tell you what the very thing that I really want. And that is knowledge.
Fine. You will get one truthful answer out of me to the best of my ability, with the clause that I need to protect those who are still in my service. So, think hard and long on what you wish to ask me, Vistani. This might be your only chance.
Soul will ponder and very deeply on that. He will take okay. Soul will take a deep breath and say, your actions around Leo was very, very peculiar. My question is very simple. Who is Leo in your eyes? Well, there are many other questions I want to ask. This is one of the ones that I really want answers to.
Once again, you wish for something that will benefit somebody else. What is he to you?
I don't know what to tell you, Your Highness. If it seems that it will only benefit to the other, I think not. It will benefit me as well. You see, Leos is a menace to all those around him. It will be quicker to just kill him outright, but sometimes you need to know your target more. As you can see, I am a musician. I want to know the very soul of Leo has, to which I can tell his story. It would be simply rude to just kill him, you see.
I see. Perhaps it is like it should be. There were many a times that I wanted to strangle the life out of him myself. But that was part of his charm. She turns. Now the fireplace illuminating her from behind as she regards you. I was not certain until I tasted his blood. His appearance is strikingly familiar, but there are some small differences between them. And when I first saw him, I was taken aback by the possibility. But I knew that it was only by tasting his life force on my tongue that I would know for certain. And I have been bestowed once more the greatest opportunity for happiness and joy, as well as the greatest opportunity for my ruin and depression once more. It is no doubt his soul is Emeric's. Vicomte Emeric. A vampire in my court. A lifetime ago. We fought together against Empress Shay in the glory of my father's name. And we won, and we danced in celebration, and our hearts collided. But he died, taken from me. And now, somehow, with almost his whole soul intact, he's been reincarnated. And in a twist of fate, made to hurt me or console me, he stands before me again. But seemingly with no memory of me, like I have memory of him. Is that a blessing or a curse? I do not know. That's my honest answer to you, my Vistani.
And I thank you for the honesty. And, as you know, hospitality must be paid with hospitality. What is it you want me to do?
I want you to protect him with your life, as I want all Vistani to do. I will not let him slip through my fingers again. You understand me? If anyone would cause his death, then I will be a tornado of violent torture and death in return. Do you understand me, Vistani?
Yes, Your Highness.
Good. Now
For
help me.
that,
Yes.
I have a suggestion. Keeping him locked in this castle will only endanger him. As much as I would love him to stay away from me, him moving is the best way to protect him.
I
Then-
understand that you cannot capture a heart through coercion. And we made a deal, him and I. If I drank his blood, then he would be free to roam my Barovia. Because I know here that I am the absolute master. But he may not leave the mists. He may not leave to where I cannot go. And you and everyone else that considers me their true Lord and Master shall grant him hospitality and protection on his way. Yes.
So we'll get out of his seat and we'll be like behind her in a respectful distance, right? It will take 2 big steps before Soul will be behind her, and he will kneel down, and he will say, "Your wish is within will be met. I will be sure to protect Leo as long as I've lived. Seems that my tendency to murder him will only anger you, and I do not wish to do that."
She nods to herself, turns back to the fireplace. Good, very good. Now I have a lot to do. I've let this castle fall into such despair over my depression. This cannot do. And when you return with him, there shall be life here again, and splendor, and glamour, and I hope he welcomes me with his open arms once more. Until then, you know what to do, Vistani. You will be led to the same sleeping quarters. Be careful what you say to him, though, Vistani. This information might be a lot to take in, and it's easy for him to fret and worry. Take it gentle.
I understand. I would like to inform you one more thing. Someone attacked me. It's a wolf. I know it is not from you because of your promise of the Vistani. Also, there's some rumors of dangers looming in Barovia once again.
The wolf soul was indeed me. It was my punishment to you for allowing yourself to be captured and interrogated. But I...
Soul
Mhm.
Soul will immediately, like full on Dogesa style Japanese bowing, and he said, "Apologies, Your Highness." It was a circumstances that I cannot escape from easily.
It's a cool
There.
side eye watching you as you do this.
There. I just finished a job where they forcefully took me in. I apologize.
My anger has been satisfied with a small amount of blood from you. Do not worry. You have already paid for your transgression. Now it's bygones. You know what to do.
Yes, Your Highness. And Sol will hastily get up and give her one more deep bow. Have a wonderful evening.
There's no answer. She's just staring into the fire, deep in thought. And that same blonde woman drops down from the ceiling and leads you into the same room, leaving her behind, standing like a statue. Alright. You enter that same octagonal room where you see Styrex sleeping heavily, Leo fitfully so, and Daphne is oiling some sheaves while looking out the window.
So, as Sol entered the room, they will look at Daphne and say, Daphne, after a long talk with the Countess, seems like she has a personal grudge against you with the bat that you ate many nights ago.
Yeah, definitely so.
So, just keep an eye out.
Yep, definitely gonna kill more bats. Thank you very much.
And so we'll go to his bed. He will first he will spend most of the time thinking of the information that he has gotten. And he doesn't share any of it at all. And we'll just go straight to sleep.
Seeing Saul lie down on the bed, definitely gonna say something about it. Come on, Saul. You're a more terrible liar than Leo. What did you get from the Countess? Spill it out.
So we'll nope, too tired, too sleepy, and we're in the walls of the one of the most dangerous people alive. Do you really want you to tell me what I've learned?
I mean, what? I'm sure, I'm positive that whatever you've learned, if she doesn't want us to know about it, she probably would not have told you.
Well, I almost
At the
got my
very
head
least-
cut off with the one that I've got.
At the very least, is the theory about Leo being the reincarnate or whatever of her ex-lover correct? Managed to learn about that?
Not now. Too many ears are listening, and all of them connect to the Countess.
Alright.
Can I use perception if that's a true statement? Can I roll perception something?
Yeah, you can roll perception, intelligence. Look around.
Then you should see that.
Thank you. Something that is not composure.
Oh, wait, to look around is intelligent, right? Ooh,
Yeah, that's
nice.
why I said.
Yeah, actively understanding your environment is an intelligence, and then passively is composure.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's very quiet. It's very dark. There was no one in that four-room that is directly to your left here that leads back to the organ room. There's no one in the hallway. No one you can see on the flight of the stairs. Looking out the blurry, thick panes of glass to the outside, it seems forlorn and empty.
Joel will be like, ah, even so, I'm more comfortable of telling the stuff that I've learned on the road.
Alright, go to sleep.
Well, thank you for that. Keep on sharpening your blade. Sooner or later, we're gonna need it.
Will do.
And so we'll go to sleep.
Okay. Alright. It's not the best sleep ever. Most of you have. Except for Styrax, who's just out cold. Leo, you revisit the dream again. Not that much, it only happens once during the night. And that face that meets you now in the dream is more familiar to you. But no one disturbs you during the whole night. And eventually, after some time, I do think you sleep in a little bit considering everything that has happened to you. You awake to another day. Immediately what you notice in your environment is that on that little tray that used to be water and dry foods and stuff like that is now a neat white but rather thick letter stamped in red with the Savoie symbol, their coat of arms. And there are some fresh bread, cheese and ham on there as well as a breakfast for you.
Daphne would definitely go and take the letter and put it in her bag. Like, not in her bag, but like under her armor, where it's there like a small pouch.
Yes, it technically is a ration, so.
No, like the letter, not the bread.
Oh,
Mhm.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
You hide
Yeah.
away the letter.
Yeah, basically.
Leo will go over and take some of the food. The most comfortable night I had.
Really? Thought you're gonna have a quite eventful night filled with dreams after what happened.
Trust me. While this might be a very different experience, it's still just that, an experience. Alright?
I know. Still, you getting hurt, in a sense.
Yeah, I feel better now. Definitely nothing to joke around with. I understand that much.
Right. What's our... Just basically message Leo. What do you plan to do?
I'll answer, get as much information as I can, and say that I'm going to want to say goodbye to you and follow you to the nest.
Do you
So
have something? Oh, sorry, you go.
Sorry. Sol will become and say, yeah, my convincing of letting Leo get out of the mist didn't go as planned. But I assure you that Leo will be safe here. Is the
We were
Countess'
talking.
word.
We were talking in message.
Sorry. Whoops. Woo!
I mean, you can still say that. It would still make sense to say that without that knowing. And Leo will say,
Oh, yeah.
hey man, I told you to not talk about me. There's no need to. It's very nice of you. But this should have been your favor, not mine.
At the very least, we should, in my opinion, go to Valaki first. Still have a letter to deliver.
Yes.
And perhaps we will find out about this whole plan.
Yeah. Sure. So apparently we could just ask for people. I kind of want to abuse that, but I'm not going to. Oh, I kind of want to so bad.
Go for it.
That's actually Radis? Can you hear us? Can you come? What is the plan for today? I only know her name, so I can only call her.
Your voice echoes in the stony space that you're in, and eventually tiptoeing down the stairs at the end of the corridor without making any sound is that blonde woman again. Who continues walking down the corridor and then stops a respectful distance away, makes a quick bow. You called.
Yeah, I was thinking if there's any plans for the day, anything we have to do,
The coach
or any
is
other
prepared.
activity.
The coach is prepared to carry you back towards the crossroad, where you can pick up your wagon once more and turn east back to the village of Barovia and beyond to the mists.
All right.
Can
Thank you
say
very much.
goodbye to your friends. The Countess also wishes to inform you, Lord Leonard, that you may come as you please between the castle and any location within Barovia. She hopes that you will visit her often.
Surely. That is quite nice. All right. Thank you. Might I know your name, or are you not willing to say that as well?
It's Helga. I'm the head servant.
Ooh. So you're responsible for this good food.
In a sense.
Thanks. All right, we'll get ready. I guess we'll meet her outside. Or
The Countess is indisposed, but the coach is already waiting for you.
okay. Thank you.
So Sol will go up to the person and said, I presume Marc is waiting for us as well.
Lord Ismar Kolyanovich has decided to remain with us. He will not be traveling with you.
Can we perhaps say him goodbye? Or is he not available right now?
The castle for
Yes.
some time is closed up from your presence. It is deemed not suitable for such esteemed company.
That is very unfortunate. I thought I would be allowed to go where I want in Barovia.
Please accept our apologies, Lord. We did not know that we would receive such a special guest.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
I
Thank
will
you.
open the path.
Yes, please. This is kind of confusing with no doors. Is it like everywhere or just here?
The castle has an ingenious architect and many secrets for those who knows how to find them. Perhaps in time, Lord Leonard, you will be granted an insight into some of them.
Sounds intriguing.
She steps into the side room and pushes open a stone that seemed completely unmovable and unable to be disturbed. And she pushes it aside, and then the second door in the organ itself, and stands patiently for you to be prepared to leave.
Rest, and I start taking the front.
Definitely follow.
Styrax packs all her stuff and follows.
Okay. All of you go through
And with Saul.
Yeah. All of you go through the dining hall back into this this entry hall, and then out into the blasting rain once more.
Oh no.
Whatever this rain and thunderstorm is, it seems to be ever present. But the coach is there waiting for you. The two black horses thrusting in the cold morning air, coming out as steamy puffs. But there's no one sitting in front. And the door's open, already for you.
Look around. It's like it's supposed to be no one on the horses.
Helga, who stands behind you, still in that entry hall, says, "Do not worry. It will take you where you have to go."
That's unfortunate. But
Very smart horses.
well, I guess can get going then.
We bid you farewell, Lord Leonard, emissaries of the Protectorate, and soul of the Vistani.
Saul will take a deep bow and say, "Thank you for hosting us for the night." And we start running towards the coach.
Alright. You hop in, all of you. The door
You
closes on its own. And the horses immediately starts going into a slow pace through this this tunnel, through the outer walls, over that rickety bridge. Who behind you races on his own, and then quickly from this slower pace into that blinding gallop, the coach is once more on its way, traveling with haste through the Swallish woods. And slowly but surely, you leave behind that gray and black edifice that hosts the Countess.
Hey, I guess we can talk about our next course of action now.
I like look out and see if there's like any bats following us.
It's a little bit hard to see. The horses are in full gallop, and not that controlled gallop, but that uncontrolled gallop. So you're traveling quite fast through the landscape. So everything is a little bit of a blur. You're not even sure if a bat could race these horses.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
Can keep passing message if you guys be
No,
of-
I think it's only a matter of time before. Not gonna matter anyway. Feel bad in a way.
Alright.
She felt so weirdly happy and sad.
So I'm not a fan of splitting the party, but if the matters of delivering the Countess' letter is, well, of utmost priorities for our emissary, then I suppose me and Starax will go back to the Protectorate, while you and Sol can wait in Valaki or whatever. Or even the village.
I guess I will insight check her if she's serious about that. Or if she's
Okay.
just saying things right now because she thinks people are listening or something.
Okay, sure. Empathy composure.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to read, but she does seem to be serious about what she's saying. It doesn't seem to be speaking out of her kind of joking tone or voices.
I think you can at least come with us to Valaki. It's just a little bit more time. I don't think there's any need for a rush.
Alright.
I at least want that.
And we still have some matters to investigate, am I right?
I think we all, seeing Valaki seems like a good thing to do, and while we're here, seems like you can only go once to Barovia. Might as well visit Valaki.
And to that, definitely will like message each and every one of the party and say, let's try to figure out whatever the altar of Father Knight is.
So far, we only know that the elves knows about it, and there's a camp in Balaki.
Wood elves.
Hmm. But no one heard of it. That's the main thing.
I'll be sure we'll figure it out. Definitely have to deliver this letter. At least.
Yeah.
By the way, DM, just making sure if I heard that correctly, the Countess wanted me to, directly go back with the carriage to the castle, or... So, what the woman said, or
She wanted Daphne and Styrex immediately turn towards the village of Barovia and towards the
Yeah.
east and leave. And then you are free to go wherever you want to.
okay.
But she said you can, go with them
Come
and
back.
say you're for Wells, but you may also go wherever you want to.
All right.
Also,
Okay.
Sol, you can clear up this wood elf thing.
I can?
Yes, you can. Read through your own lore document.
Oh,
For Rion's sake.
I'm very deep. That's really deep on my Google Drive.
Oh my god.
This question has come up twice, and I haven't heard a single word from you.
So
What
you
question?
Need
Where the
Some
wood elves
physical-
are.
Yeah.
yeah.
The title in your document, the wood elves. Just for you.
Wait, where?
No. Read
Just
your own lore.
You
Sarah
have
F.
your own
The
lore
wood elves.
document.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
I only
Oh.
have what Soul knows.
Yes.
So-
That's it.
That's in there.
That's
It's
it?
in there.
It's in there.
Yeah.
Just look at the
I mean,
list
it's
of
what-
My
titles.
eyes. I'm blind. Ah. Okay.
Okay. So you need some
So, some
physical
study.
therapy. Yeah, physical therapy. Massage with these hands.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. Soul will. Soul will take a look at the outside. Like, can you close the curtains of the coach? Of the window?
Yeah. That you can.
Yeah. Yes. I want to point on the other. Like, I will close my side, and on the other side, I want someone to close it. I'll point it out, and so we'll. I'm so sorry. So we'll be like, well, the wood elves are around the Valaki camp. The Valaki camp is composed of Vistani. They are there are two people who are control the encampment. Their names are Regal and Lovash.
Alright, so
If we want to visit the wood elves, we need to go near the Valaki camp.
Oh. Oh.
do you know that info this whole time?
Well,
You know, sometimes I have that same thing too. Don't worry.
There's
So
some-
sometimes, you forget the thing that's important at the moment.
there's some circumstances that made me forget of that. For one of which involves with a wolf.
You can see Starbucks was writing on her notebook, and all of a sudden when she heard, "I know where they are," she stops.
The thoughts of just going back to the Protectorate and asking them to send another emissary to meet back with Leo and so sounds very tempting to me right now.
Hey, I didn't do anything here, okay? I feel like I don't deserve that treatment. I hope you come by and talk to me at least sometimes. If I'm stuck for you. Forever.
I rather be close cleaning the university rather than be here at this moment.
I want to know, in the wagon, in the coach, there are two sofas basically that face each other. You have those who travel backwards and those who travel forward, and you're sitting 2 and 2. Who is sitting where?
Daphne and
Always
Styrex.
the direction of love.
Daphne and Styrox will be actually
All right.
in the same
but,
side. for
But
sure.
Leo wanted to be the one facing forward, right? Travel forward.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Leo and Sol traveling forward, and then Styrex and. Okay.
Oh, you're doing.
Leo.
Oh,
Sol. There's
Yes.
something pressing on the cushions underneath your legs and butt. And there's the sound of.
Okay.
the fuck?
The fuck? Like,
What?
stand up quickly and look if there's anything to lift. It's like, okay.
Both of you kind of stand up. You have to like lean forward because the height is not enough for you to stand up straight.
Oh, yeah.
And somebody seems to be very, very impatient because after one of you leaves, there's like a little bit of a push, and it's actually not just a sofa, it's actually a lid of some kind of compartment, so it almost opens up, and then Soul leaves as well, and then the lid of the sofa is slammed open, and
What?
a purple tiefling breathes heavily with her one of her hands and one of her legs like half outside of this compartment, and it goes, oh my god, that took forever. Morning Lord, it was very stuffed in there, and oh, you guys, what the fuck is going on? You are
Immediately
all
throwing my-
crazy.
Immediately, Soul will go and attempt to punch her.
Leo will try to like push him away, see that he like overreacts. He's like keeping the team like overreacting. Like
She
keep his
Immediately-
hand out and push.
She
push him,
holds up a hand and says, "Hey, don't hurt your cuz." And that's where we're going to end tonight's
Supposed to be
episode
there.
of Curse of Father Torment.
Eh.
Another
Yay!
session
Cool
ending with
animation
a
though. On the token.
very odd
Oh, you
woman.
did the animation of that. It's
I'm
pretty good.
satisfied.
Yeah.
It's satisfying.
God.
Oh my god, that's so much lore dump. I love